How are you guys doing today? My name is Crider and I make daily personal finance, entrepreneurship, and credit card related videos here on YouTube aimed at high school and college students. I also host a weekly podcast called Young Smart Money where I interview young entrepreneurs who are doing cool stuff both financially and then just holistically in general. Give you guys a brief interview with them, basically how they got to where they are, stuff like that. But we're not talking about that today. What we're talking about today is essentially I put out a video on, I guess it must have been Wednesday now. And that video was about how to reach out to larger YouTube creators who may be a little bit above you. So personally, I have about 670 subscribers, I think, right now. And through the strategies in that video, I was able to reach out to people with over 200,000 subscribers who I am now working with on a very close basis. I'm doing a lot of work for them. And I was able to make a lot of extra money, and I'm going to be making a lot of extra money over the coming year, over the coming months, through partnering with these large YouTube creators. So I made this video, and I was talking about sort of the main thesis of that video is to lead with value, to not ask for anything in return. Basically, what I did is I sent these guys DMs on Instagram. First, I sent them a DM on Instagram, and I basically just said, so I want to create content for you because I saw that their Instagram game was lacking, their YouTube game was on point. They had hundreds of thousands of subscribers on YouTube. They had maybe a couple thousand on Instagram, a couple thousand followers. So what I wanted to do was sort of get their Instagram up to where their YouTubes are at because they're putting out quality content that aligns with me. And I just wanted to provide them with some value and allow them to grow their channel. So that was what that video was about. And so I talked about that, but I got a lot of feedback, both in the comments section and in my DMs, especially on Instagram, of people who, in my opinion, I don't know if they really caught on to what I was actually talking about. I think they might, some people, I don't know, I don't think they fully grasped exactly what I was saying. Oh, JJ Buckner's investing. Shout out to you, JJ. Definitely check out his channel. I did a collab with him. He's super cool dude. Massive respect for you, JJ, thanks for tuning in while you're at work. So I made this video, and a lot of people I don't think really got the gist of it. And so what I want to do in this video is share with you guys how to actually be providing that value. So some people sort of missed the idea, I think, and some people were asking me sort of, it seemed to me, if you think I'm referring to you right now, I'm probably not, because I got a bunch of DMs on this. So nobody think I'm attacking you personally. I'm definitely not. No hard feelings towards anybody who DM'd me. I have massive respect for all of you guys. But I just wanted to make this video to clarify because I got a lot of pushback on this and a lot of people who weren't quite with it. So basically, in my opinion, there's two ways for you to be providing value to these people who are on a much larger scale than you when it comes to social media. So the two main ways that I see to do this, the first one is to go in with something you are an expert at and to lead with your expertise because you are already proficient at this and you're already doing this yourself. You already have this on a good scale. So that's the first way to go about it. We'll talk a little bit more about this, but the second way is to find some white space for you to fill. And that's the route that I did, but we're gonna talk about both of these. So as far as expertise goes, so say I was reaching out to somebody who I thought maybe they had a YouTube channel where they were talking to millennials and young people about how to adult. They had an adulting channel. And I approached them and I was like, hey, I will make you videos on your channel about adulting in the realm of personal finance and in credit cards and stuff like that. So that would be leading with my expertise because my expertise is clearly making videos, making long to medium form videos on personal finance, credit cards, entrepreneurship, personal finance, you know the drill. So if I was to approach them with that aspect and be like, hey, I'm gonna make you videos to post on your channel, they're gonna be me talking about personal finance topics because you already have an audience of people who are looking to learn these adulting skills, and I'm gonna come in and provide you and your viewers value via my knowledge of personal finance and my ability to make personal finance related videos. So that would be an example of leading with value. And how I would do this, how would I do this? Okay, so I found somebody who has a YouTube channel about adulting. What I would do, first off, I would go to their Instagram page because DMs are so powerful. I mean, I think I'm gonna make a whole video on this about just how to network via Instagram DMs, how to get business opportunities via DMs, because I have made so many connections. The amount of business connections that I have made via Instagram DMs has been absurd. And that's really the main reason that I downloaded Instagram in the first place a couple months ago, because I was like, hey, there's all these people that I want to reach out to. YouTube messaging sucks. They actually just took it down because it was so poor. It was just not well set up at all. But Instagram DMs are really, really where the business is happening. So that's a whole nother story in of itself. But what I would do is I would approach this creator, this YouTube creator, and I would say, hey, my name's Crider. I make daily videos. And what I would actually do, and what I did with these guys who I reached out to who were bigger than me, is I created them a video. Before I reached out, before I did anything, I took the time out of my day to create a quality piece of content that I led with. So I sent them this video and I said, hey, I will make you videos like this in perpetuity, and we'll make you, like, maybe in this case, I would make them one video like this per week or 2 per month or something like that. So I would say, here's one video. I'm gonna make you 2 of these every single month for you to post on your channel. I don't want anything in return. I don't want any shout outs. I don't want anything. I don't want any money. I just want to give you these videos because I know they're going to provide value to your viewers and they're going to build credibility in you. So that's my whole thesis here. It's to create something for these people before you lead with anything, before you even come in and you're like, hey, I want to work with you. I want to build a relationship. I want to pick your brain. No, lead with an actual piece of content, some actual value that you're giving to these guys, because if you don't lead with anything, if you're all talk, nobody's gonna take you seriously. Like, these guys are busy, they have time, they have stuff to do with their days. Like, they can't just give you their time of day if you're not leading with anything valuable. Like, if you just say, I wanna do a collaboration, or I wanna work with you, or I wanna get a shout out from you, they're not gonna listen to that, because that has nothing for them. Like, if you lead with a piece of content that they can then use themselves, that is powerful. Then you've got them listening. Then you've got their attention, because they're like, wow, this person actually took the time out of their day to create a piece of content for me that is valuable, that I can use, that I can build credibility with my followers with. Like, that is where the real power is. So that is how you lead with expertise, is you make a video or whatever your content is. Maybe you are really good at writing blog posts. Maybe you're really good at podcasting. Maybe you record an audio of yourself on whatever you have expertise in. Like, just find a way to cram your expertise into some kind of format, whether that be an Instagram post, a Facebook post, a LinkedIn post, like just some way, and send that to this person, and basically just tell them, like, that you're willing, because you have to be willing to work for, I mean, you really do have to be willing to just give them your time without any expectation of anything in return if you want them to take you seriously. Because personally, all the people I reached out to, I said, I don't want any money, I don't want anything, I just want to give you content because I think you can reach a good audience and this is going to be valuable for you. And I didn't want my name on any of it, I don't have my name on any of it, and none of it is tied to me at all. I just want to get value in front of people. So you really do, in my opinion, you got to be willing to put in the time when you're not getting any money, because that's valuable stuff. Because a lot of these people, I mean, the people that I'm talking to, they definitely do have the money to compensate me, but a lot of people don't, and a lot of times you just have to be willing to work for little to nothing at first to just give yourself credibility. And if you're working with people who you really respect and who you really look up to, then I don't think that should be a problem for you, because you already have mad respect for these people. You're building a relationship with them. You're showing them that you're legit, that you're the real deal. So I think that should be enough in and of itself. So that's as far as expertise goes. But my next thing, white space. So what am I talking about with white space? So as far as white space goes, what I'm talking about here is find a gap in the market. So that's what I did. What I did personally is, I guess it was a little bit of both, because I used my video editing skills in combination with white space to create valuable content for these people. So what I did is I created valuable, so I saw, like I said, I saw that their Instagram following was lacking, their YouTube following was there. I wanted to get these to look more the same, to get their Instagram following up, to match their YouTube following. So what I did is I saw that white space. I saw, okay, there's room for me to come in and to give these guys value in growing their Instagrams, which I have some experience in. I have an Instagram. I've been growing it for a couple months now. So I'm like, okay, I think I can provide some value here. So I go in, I create some content for these guys. I send it to them. Again, I say, here's the value that I'm giving to you. I don't want any compensation. And I give them this content with no expectation of anything in return. Gary Vee actually just put out a video or a Instagram post today that said it's something about giving with absolutely no expectation of anything in return. And I think that is so, so key to just not have any expectation of anything in return, because when you're giving with the expectation of getting something back, that's, I don't know, that seems wrong to me. I think you should really, if you're giving, be giving, and if you're asking, be asking, and keep these things separate from each other. If like, make it clear that you're asking, make it clear that you're giving, and have no ambiguity in between these things. Because if there's ambiguity, people are gonna get confused. They're gonna be like, what does this person want from me? Do they have a secret agenda that they're hiding from me? That's just not gonna be good for anybody. Nobody's gonna listen to you. They're gonna get sketched out by you. So definitely be clear when you're giving and be clear when you're asking, and have a balance, because you do need to ask. Like, I'm gonna say, you do need to ask at some points. Everybody's gotta make money. Everybody's gotta put food on the table. Like, you can't just give and never ask. Like, Gary Vee wrote a whole book on this called Jab, 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 Right Hook, which I thought was really, really valuable. So you have to have a combination of giving and asking, but the giving has to be the main aspect, guys. You do have to give a lot more than you ask for, because that's the way people listen to you. That's the way you build credibility. Because if you're just asking all the time, if every single time you post on Instagram, you're just trying to self-promote or sell something, like, people are gonna tune you out. They're not gonna listen to that. But also, if you just give, and then you never ask, then nobody's gonna know how they can actually support you. Like, people are gonna have all this respect for you. They're gonna be like, wow, this person's putting out so much valuable content. How do I reciprocate? How do I support them? But if you never ask, they're never gonna know how, and they're never going to be able to reciprocate that to you, okay? So that's why you gotta have a combination of giving and asking. But it comes down to the two things. I mean, you got to figure out, are you providing these guys with some content based on your expertise, or are you providing them with some content based on where you see the white space? Because there's always white space, no matter how crowded you think a field is, no matter how much competition you think there is, there's always white space for you. So you just got to be creative, and you just got to come in with serious value. If you've got serious value, there's always room for you to succeed. In my opinion, like, as long as you are coming in with value, there's always room for you to succeed. But some people, they get caught up in this trap of wanting it right away. And I mean, this is so common, especially for young people who are used to, I mean, my whole generation, I call us the instant gratification generation, because we're just so bent on getting everything right away. So I think patience is so critical, guys. You have to be so patient, because if you're not patient, if you're not willing to grind out, like, just for free, like, literally, what I was prepared to just grind out for free. I'm now making an additional about $1,000 a month because of what I talked about in Wednesday's video about how I'm just providing value for these people. I asked for nothing in return, but I'm actually now making nearly $1,000 a month for helping out some bigger creators with their social media. But the patience really has to be there, because I was willing to work for these guys for at least a year with just no pay, no talk of any compensation. I was willing to just grind it out, spend a couple hours a week providing content for these people with no expectation of anything in return. And I think that's what you got to do, because going in with that mindset, the fact that I'm now making money from this is bananas. Like, I was so willing to just completely grind out for the longest time without any expectation of any compensation, just because that's the way I'm wired. Like, honestly, the way I'm wired is I look at what I want, and I figure out what I really want, what my goals really are, and then I just, as scientifically as I can, I map out the way that I'm going to get to those places. So in this case, my goal was to connect with these guys, with these larger creators, because I've been watching their videos for upwards of 2 years now, and I have massive respect for them. So my goal was to connect with them. Now, in my brain, I'm like, okay, this is my goal. How do I get there? And essentially, the first place that I went was, I've been watching Gary Vaynerchuk for a long time, listening to his podcast, and if you've listened to anything he says, it's you have to lead with value, and you have to lead with a ton of value. Like, just look at what he's doing. He could be selling online courses right now. He could be selling seminars. He could be running so many different things in order to get people's money. But all he's doing is 1, public speaking, and 2, books. Those are like his 2 big things that he's doing with his personal brand. It's public speaking and books, really, all the way. So the fact that he's just willing to essentially, in my opinion, he's willing to set aside all this potential income that he could be making from things like selling a $500 course online that so many people would buy because people have so much respect for him. But the thing is that respect comes from all the things that he's doing for free, all the content that he provides for free. Every single day, he puts out at least, I would say, 45 minutes worth of content on YouTube, along with probably at least 3 or 4 Instagram posts, along with Facebook posts, along with LinkedIn posts, along with Medium posts, along with everything. He's just putting out so much content with no expectation of anything in return. Like, once in a blue moon, he'll ask you to buy his book. But other than that, there's no expectation that he's not asking for anything. Like, he's just giving and giving and giving with no expectation of you giving him anything in return. And that's the powerful thing. So I saw that and I'm like, okay, this is how I get these guys' attention. This is how I get respect in this community, is I give and I give and I give, and I have no expectation that anyone is going to reciprocate anything, because I don't feel entitled to that. I feel like if I can give people value, why would I not do that? Like, I'm a college student, man. I'm on summer break. I have so much time that and I know how to give people value when it comes to YouTube, Instagram, these social media platforms. If I have the time to give people value, why would I not do that? Like, why? That's just how my brain works. Like, if I have the time to provide you with value, like, oh my gosh. Okay, so here's another example of this. So earlier this week, somebody left a comment on one of my Instagram posts, and they were asking me about, it was a video about credit cards and about how I just got 2 new credit cards. And they asked me a couple questions, maybe just one question, and I answered it, and I'm like, if you want to talk more, shoot me a DM. They did. I was like, hey man, you sound interesting, let's hop on a call. So middle of the day, I don't even know what I was in the middle of, probably working for these guys who I'm partnered with now. But I set down everything, I hopped on a call with this dude, and we talked for like 20 or 30 minutes. And at the end of the call, like, I was interested in what he was doing, hearing from him, he heard from me. And at the end of the call, he was like, dude, do you do this for everybody? And I'm like, yes. Like, an emphatic yes. Like, anybody who takes the time to consume my content, to comment on my Instagram, to DM me, like, I have so much respect for anybody who takes the time and attention out of their day to interact with my content. Like, you have no idea how much respect I have for you. Like, JJ, for commenting on this live stream, mad respect. I already had mad respect for you, and I will continue to have mad respect for you for the content that you put out. But the fact that you're taking the time to listen to what I have to say, to consume my content, even when you're at work, like, I have so much respect for that. Tom, oh my gosh, you just stopped in too. I'm glad that you're here on the live stream. I have mad respect for you because you're taking the time to consume my content. Like, the people who take the time to listen to me and respect what I have to say, I have so much respect for y'all. And literally anybody who takes the time to watch one of my videos or comment on one of my Instagram posts, like, I will hop on a phone call with you, a Skype call with you in a second. Like, literally shoot me a DM on Instagram and we're talking right away. Like, I will give the time of day. I'll give my time of day to anybody who takes the time to, like, reach out to me and just consume the content that I'm producing, because I just have so much respect for y'all. Like, that's real. That's how I really feel. And that's the same reason why I reached out to these big creators, because I'm like, I don't know, I've just been watching their stuff forever, been commenting on their stuff forever, and I just have mad respect for them for putting out all the content they do. So I don't know, I wanted to get to know them better. I wanted to get a feel for what goes on behind the scenes in their larger operations. So that's why I reached out to them. That's why I provided them with value. And that's why I do what I do, guys, just to provide as much value as possible. I wanted to get these guys to help them provide more value. I want to provide more value. I always want to be cranking out as much content as I possibly can. So that's what drives me, guys. Just putting out as much content as possible. And that's really how I was able to make an additional almost $1,000 this month, just by providing value. Like, there's just people are in it for the wrong reasons, in my opinion. A lot of people are in it for the wrong reasons. And I think if helping people, if your impact is not your value, if you are valuing currency greater than you are valuing legacy, in my opinion, you're doing it wrong. Like, that's just straight up how I feel. Like, it's really, for me, it is not about how much money I make. Like, off of my YouTube videos, I have made next to $0. Like, that's not my goal here. Like, once I hit whatever the monetization requirements are when I get there, I'm not gonna do it right away. Like, straight up, quote me on that. Like, I'm not gonna do it right away because the fact, I don't know, just the way YouTube ads work, at least the pre-roll ads, I don't agree with that. I'm not gonna put that on my content just because I think that's so wrong to provide more friction for people who are trying to consume my content. Because like I said, I have mad respect for anybody who takes the time out of their day to consume my content. I'm not gonna make it harder for you to do that. Like, I'm not gonna put a 15-second ad in front of my videos that you have to watch to get to my video. No, that's just so unaligned with my philosophy that's just so wrong to me. Like, I'm trying to get my content in front of as many people as possible, as easily as possible, and putting an ad before my video is definitely not the way to do that, in my personal opinion. Even if it puts an extra, I don't know, $5 a month in my pocket, that is so not worth it to make it that much harder for people to see my videos. Because my whole goal, guys, my whole goal is to get in front of as many people as possible, provide them with as much value as possible, and just not expect anything in return. Like, the fact that so many people are giving with this expectation or the feeling of entitlement of something in return, it just really, I don't know, it just really doesn't agree with the way I see the world. So that's my 2 cents on how I'm making some extra money each month as a college student. Just because, I don't know, I don't know. I'm rambling for too much. The thesis of this video is to give value either based on your expertise or based on some white space that you see in order to work with these bigger creators. Like I said, Tom says, when creators get stuck on money, and I know one that figured his 200,000 subscribers that every subscriber is worth 0.007 cents each person a month unless you donate or Patreon. I butt heads with him a lot. Yeah, so I think that's so, man, boiling down your subscribers to a value like that, oh my gosh, I would never. It's just, oh my, that grinds my gears for sure. Like, there's no way to extract a value from each person who subscribes to my channel. I think that is complete bogus because, like, it's invaluable. Like I value my time at a certain dollar amount. I'm gonna make a video on that, but I will give at least half an hour to anybody who takes the time to consume my content. Like, obviously I don't have unlimited time in the day, but I'll give at least half an hour to anybody who comments on a video. Like, JJ, Tom, shoot me a DM on Instagram. I'll hop on a call in a second with you because I value your time because you're giving it to me, so I'm gonna give my time to you because that's the way I see it. I see it as a two-way road. If you're giving your time to me, I'm giving my time to you. Like, I'm not gonna boil you down to a number like, okay, Tom Peters here is worth 0.007 cents, so I'm gonna give him that much of my time for free. No, that's the stupidest thing. Like, I would never, if I ever get to that level where I'm doing that, somebody better call me out. Somebody better come to my front door and slap me in the face because that is something that I never, ever want to be doing. If I am ever doing that, I am straying so far from my values. I'm straying so far from why I started this channel in the first place that somebody's just got to come and slap some sense into me because that would just be absurd. Like, if I'm ever like relegating anybody, whether that be somebody who consumes my content or not, down to a dollar amount, that's just so problematic in my opinion. I think there's no sense in that. That's so wrong in my opinion. I'm done talking about that. But thank you for bringing that to my attention, Tom, because I think that's just such a problematic way to go about things. One quick thing before we go, I just want to do a shameless plug. So I was talking about the content that I was producing for other people. And if you want to find out more about like the sort of content that I'm making for these guys, you can check out here. I'll put it up right here. I'm doing it on Fiverr for the rest of y'all, but anybody who watches my videos, you can get a 100% discount. Just shoot me a DM on Instagram and I got you. But okay, how do I pull it? There it is. All right, here we are. Here's my screen. So if you go to Fiverr and you just type in Gary V videos, that's what these style of videos are called. This is what I'm making for people right now. It should be the first result if we can load this up really quick. Oh yeah, here we go. So it's this first one here, Crider Media. That's my last name. Crider Media is the brand. So if we go here, oh, didn't mean to click on my name. So if we go here to my gig, it starts at $5. It goes from 5 to 15 depending on how long your video is. Here's a quick example of one that I did for Ryan Scribner that I'm sort of using as the promo video here. So basically the video, there's a title up here and then it's captioned down here with whatever you're saying. So these videos do pretty well on Instagram. Gary Vee's had a lot of success with them. And I think they're good videos. I watermark them now so that people won't steal them from you. But can also do like a bold and red title. You can do whatever you want. But yeah, so basically how they work is if you want a 30-second video, it's $5, 45. But anybody who watches my content or consumes my stuff, shoot me a DM on Instagram and I'll give you a free one for sure. Just because I value you guys' time, I'll give you some free content. I don't care. And that's what I'm here for, honestly. Like, mad respect for anybody who consumes my content. So one's on me for sure. Just shoot me a DM, and I got you for that. So that's basically all we have. That's basically all I want to talk about today, guys. Wanted to throw a shameless plug at the end just in case anybody stuck around for that. But yeah, so that's me. This is just sort of like an addition to Wednesday's video because I think a lot of people sort of missed the point on that. So I hope this was able to sort of clarify this for a lot of people who might have been a little confused on Wednesday's video about reaching out to larger creators. I hope this was valuable to you guys. If it was, be sure to let me know in the comments below. I really do value all of your guys' feedback. Mad respect for that. Thank you very much, Tom. I appreciate that. And I will continue to keep on keeping on. So I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. I really do appreciate you guys' time for stopping by and watching the video. If you guys haven't subscribed yet, please do consider doing so because I produce daily video content here, daily content on Instagram as well, and a weekly podcast. Actually, bi-weekly now. We're doing 2 episodes a week, so exciting stuff there. But consider subscribing if you guys want to be notified of future uploads, and if you want to boost my self-esteem as well because that always does help out to see that you guys are supporting me.